Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's 2 o'clock in Central Standard Time, and we want to welcome all to our Thursday, June 17th board meeting of Tennessee State University Board of Trust. Want to, at this time, welcome all of you. And before we get started today, I'd like to make certain findings on the record regarding the necessity for conducting this meeting by electronic participation without a physical quorum present due to the coronavirus pandemic. In accordance with Tennessee Code Annotated Section 844-108B2, as Chair of the Board of Trustees, I offer the following facts and circumstances in support of a finding of necessity for the Board of Trustees to conduct its meeting without the physical presence of a quorum. The board is scheduled to take up important board matters which require timely action by the board, including but not limited to the approval of academic program modifications, intellectual property policies, and an audit plan. The board will also hear important reports on COVID-19 related issues affecting students, an update on TSU athletics, and reports from the president and board chair. Participation by electronic means is necessitated by ongoing health and safety issues pertaining to the COVID-19 pandemic. Electronic participation for the committee meeting is necessary to ensure the safety of board members, staff, and guests while the institution implements additional measures to resume its in-person operations. Accordingly, I move that the board find participation by a quorum of the board members by electronic means of communication is necessary. Is there a second?
Second.
The question is on the motion to find that participation by a quorum of the board members by electronic means of communication is necessary. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker.
Yes.
Trustee Cole. Trustee Corbill.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Yes.
Trustee Lewis.
He's joining now. Call him again, Secretary Pendleton.
Okay. Trustee Lewis.
Here.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie.
Yes.
Trustee Pinnick.
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
We have the majority ayes.
Thank you. Thank you so very, very much. We want to take a moment now to welcome all of those who are cabinet members of this great university and deans to this board meeting. Welcome all of you, and allow me at this moment to extend an invocation. I will take that privilege today. Lord, we thank you for this moment, time. We thank you for the opportunity to conduct business concerning this great institution. We pray for its president. We pray for the faculty and the staff. We thank you for this board and the responsibility that and the weight that they carry. We thank you for the alumni. God bless Tennessee State University and its student body. We thank you for the great future and promise that rests upon this institution. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
As you will note in your board materials for today's board meeting, we have several items on today's agenda. The next item listed on your agenda is the roll call and declaration of a quorum. So at this time, we need to call the roll. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker.
Present.
Trustee Cole. Trustee Corbill.
Present.
Trustee Johnson.
Present.
Trustee Lewis.
Present.
Trustee Martin.
Present.
Trustee McKenzie.
Present.
Trustee Pinnick.
Present.
Trustee Seckman,
Present.
Trustee Thomas.
Present.
We have a quorum, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Board members, if you cannot hear or speak to the other board members, please state so now. Each board member participating electronically, please identify any individuals who are present in the location from which you are participating. Thank you. First action item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the March 11th, 2021 board meeting. You have in your June 17th, 2021 board materials, the minutes for the March 11th, 2021 board meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the March 11th, 2021 board meeting?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the March 11th, 2021 board meeting as contained in the board materials for the June 17th, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
Trustee Cole, Trustee Corbell,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Lewis,
Yes.
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Pennant,
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
All right, the motion is approved. Thank you so much, Secretary Pendleton. The next item on the agenda is the election of the board chair. At this time, I would like to open the floor for nominations for board chair. I nominate Dr. Deborah Cole, the current vice chair of the board, to serve as chair for a 2-year term. And she has served exceptionally well as vice chair for 4 years, and I believe she will continue to do a great job as chair. The vice chair is nominated as chair. Are there any other nominations? All right, hearing none, the question is on the nomination of Vice Chair Cole to be selected as chair of the board effective July 1st, 2021. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
Trustee Cole,
Yes.
Trustee Corbell,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Aye.
Trustee Lewis,
Yes.
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Pennant,
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion is approved. Congratulations to Trustee Cole as our next chair of this board. And it has been an extreme honor to be selected to be the inaugural board chair, to serve this board. For 4 years, it has been my honor to work with this president, to work with this board. I am incredibly humbled by the stewardship of this office. And I recognize this office is bigger than one individual. It takes us all to do it together. And of course, it is my honor to pass now the gavel to Trustee Cole, who I know will do an extraordinary job. So thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is the election of the board vice chair. At this time, I would like to open the floor for nominations for board vice chair. I nominate Trustee Pamela Martin to serve as vice chair of the 2-year term. And Trustee Martin has served very well and effectively on the board for 4 years, chaired our academic affairs, the student affairs committee, and has been a member of our executive committee. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the question is on the nomination of Trustee Martin to be elected as vice chair of the board effective July 1st, 2021. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
Trustee Cole,
Yes.
Trustee Corbell,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Lewis,
Yes.
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Pennant,
Yes.
Trustee Seckman.
Yes.
9 ayes.
The motion is approved, and congratulations, Trustee Martin, on your appointment as vice chair. I look forward to continuing to serve with you as well as with Dr. in her role and your role as vice chair and this important and productive board. So I look forward to all the future hosts. Thank you so much for your service and continued service now. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of at-large executive committee members. Pursuant to the board's committee of the board policy, the board's executive committee is comprised of a board chair, board vice chair, and at least one at-large voting member elected by the board. Members of the executive committee serve for a term of 2 years. Historically, the chairs of the board, each board committee, have served as the at-large members of the executive committee. With the expiration of the terms of the current and inaugural board members and board vice chair under this proposal, the executive committee would be comprised of the committee chairs, Trustee Richard Lewis, and the currently serving and soon to be former board chair, and the at-large members of the executive committee. Is there a motion to appoint the newly appointed committee chairs and currently serving and soon to be former board chair to serve as the at-large members of the executive committee for a 2-year term?
I move for that, for those individuals to be appointed.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to appoint the newly committee chairs to the currently serving and soon to be former board chair to serve as the at-large members of the executive committee for a 2-year term. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Seckman.
Yes.
9 ayes.
Great, the motion is approved. Congratulations to Trustee Lewis on your appointment to the executive committee. And I look forward to working with you even more on that committee. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the appointment of the audit committee members. Pursuant to the board's committee on the board policy and the state law, the board establishes an audit committee in 2017. And pursuant to the board's committees of the board policy and state law, the board chair selects the audit committee members subject to board approval. The audit committee members serve a 2-year term. To ensure compliance with the state law and board policy in consultation with the audit committee chair, I have selected the following trustees to serve a 2-year term on the audit committee, subject to board approval. Trustee Deborah Cole, Trustee Obi McKenzie, Trustee Van Pinnick, Trustee Cole, and McKenzie have served well on this very important committee, and I do not want to alter the stride that the committee has hit in carrying out its important audit duty. I also believe that Trustee Pinnick, this vast experience will be a great addition to the audit committee. So I move to appoint Trustee Deborah Cole, Trustee Obi McKenzie, and Trustee Van Pinnick to serve on the audit committee for a 2-year term. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Questions on the motion to appoint Trustee Deborah Cole, Trustee Obi McKenzie, Trustee Van Pinnick to serve on the audit committee for a 2-year term. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Seckman.
Yes.
9 ayes.
All right, the motion is approved. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the reappointment of the audit committee chair. Pursuant to the board's committees of the board policy and state law, the board establishes an audit committee. The board has approved the composition of the audit committee, and I've selected Trustee Cole to continue to chair the audit committee, subject to board approval. The audit committee chair shall serve a 1-year term. To ensure compliance with state law, the board audit committee charter, the board must approve the audit committee chair. So I'm recommending the reappointment of Trustee Cole to serve another 1-year term as chair of the audit committee. And Trustee Cole has been a committed and effective chair of this very important audit committee, and I believe it's important to continue leadership within this committee. I move to the appointment of Trustee Cole to serve as audit chair on that committee for another one-year term. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the questions on the motion to appoint Trustee Cole to serve as chair of the audit committee for another one-year term. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Aye.
trustee Krill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
And the motion is approved. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of the student trustee. Pursuant to the Focus Act, Tennessee State University student shall serve as a non-voting student member of the board. The board shall appoint the non-voting member, a student member, to serve a term of 1 year. The Focus Act does not prohibit a student member from serving more than one term. In June 2021, the board approved the president's recommendation to appoint Trustee Thomas to serve as student trustee for the 2021 fiscal year. In preparing for the board's appointment of the student trustee for 2021-22 fiscal year, and pursuant to the institution's student trustee recommendation process, the Tennessee State University Student Government Association solicited and conducted the preliminary review of the candidates and forwarded 3 candidates for further consideration. The board secretary, chief of staff, and associate vice president of student affairs then met with the finalist candidates and made a recommendation to the president for interviews. President Glover conducted interviews of the recommended candidates, and at the conclusion of the recommendation process, President Glover decided to recommend the reappointment of Ms. Tierra Thomas to serve another term as a student trustee. Ms. Thomas has served admirably and productively as a member of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, has attended many, not all, the other board committee meetings, and has been an active voice in addressing academic affairs and student affairs committee agenda items, as well as agenda items for other board committees from a student perspective. She's also served during this unprecedented 2020-2021 academic year. So I move to reappoint Trustee Thomas to serve another one-year term as student trustee of the TSU Board of Trustees. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to reappoint Trustee Thomas to serve another one-year term as student trustee on the TSU Board of Trustees. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker, trustee Walker,
Yes.
okay, I'm sorry. Trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Krill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
All right, the motion is approved. Congratulations to Trustee Thomas.
Mr. Chairman,
The next item on the agenda is the audit committee report.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, yes, sir.
before you go there, can we ask the secretary to send out to each board member the terms and the dates and their position of all of our board members, so we'll know exactly when they start and exactly when they'll end?
Absolutely.
I'll get that to you, trustee Lewis.
Thank you very much.
Very well. The next item on the agenda is the audit committee report. The chair recognizes audit committee chair, Trustee Cole, who will report the actions and other items from today's audit committee meeting. Audit committee met. Well, Trustee Cole, I'm doing your job. Go right ahead.
Secretary Pendleton, help me out with the page on that, please, sir.
On the page for the page 7.
Okay, trying to make sure I have it here. Yes, okay. As I stated, the audit committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval.
Actually,
Wait a minute.
actually,
The audit committee met today to act on 2 agenda items, receive report on 3 items, and go into executive session to discuss items deemed confidential under state law. The audit committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the March 11, 2021 audit committee meeting minutes and the approval of the fiscal year plan 2021-2022 audit plan. Trustee Cole chaired the committee, and in addition, the audit committee reviewed and discussed the annual report of the audit office's audit activities, completed internal audit reports, and the audit office's internal quality assessment. As I stated, the audit committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the minutes of the March 11, 2021 audit committee meeting. You have in your June 17, 2021 board materials the minutes of that March 11, 2021 audit committee meeting. On behalf of the audit committee, I move to approve the minutes of the March 11, 2021 committee meeting as contained in your board material for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the March 11, 2021 audit committee meeting as contained in the board material for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
Okay, thank you. The motion is approved. As I stated, the audit committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the fiscal year 2021-22 audit plan. You have in your June 17, 2021 board material related to the agenda item. On behalf of the audit committee, I move to approve the fiscal year 2021-2022 audit plan as contained in the board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
I
Second.
second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the fiscal year 2021-22 audit plan contained in the board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
The motion is approved. Thank you, trustee Cole. Next item on the agenda is the Finance and Budget Committee report. The chair recognizes the Finance and Budget Committee Chair, Trustee Lewis, who will report on actions and information items from today's Finance and Budget Committee meeting. Trustee Lewis.
The Finance and Budget Committee met today to act on 6 action items and receive reports on 3 items. The Finance and Budget Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the March 11, 2021 Finance and Budget Committee meeting minutes, approval of the fiscal year 2021 tuition and mandatory fee increase of 1.9%, approval of the institutional budgets, estimated budgets of fiscal year 21, proposed budget for fiscal year 22, approval of the fiscal year 21 supplemental compensation payment to eligible employees, approval of the institutions fiscal year 2021-22 compensation plan, and approval of the institution's fiscal year 2021-2022 capital construction plan. Additionally, President Glover and our team provided reports on finance and budget enrollment, marketing, and student recruitment, and on TSU athletics. As I stated earlier, the Finance and Budget Committee voted to recommend to the full board approval of the minutes of March 11 Finance and Budget Committee meetings. You have in your June 17, 2021 board materials, the minutes of the March 11th, 2021 Budget Committee meetings. On behalf of Finance and Budget, I move to approve the minutes of the March 11th, 2021 Finance and Budget Committee meetings as contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the March 11, 2021 Finance and Budget Committee meeting and in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment.
Yes.
We have 9 ayes.
Thank you. The motion is approved. Trustee Lewis.
The Finance and Budget Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the fiscal year 2021 and the 2022 tuition and mandatory fee increase of 1.9%. You have in your June 17, 2021 board material information for this agenda item. Please note that in accordance with the Tennessee Tuition, Transparency, and Accountability Act, the Board Policy 006, the proposed fee increase was posted to the board website at least 15 days prior to our meeting, and members of the public were given the opportunity to submit comments on the tuition and fee proposed increase. The Finance and Budget considered the appropriate factors as set forth in Board Policy 06 in recommending to the full board the approval of the proposal of 1.9% increase in tuition and mandatory fees. On behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move to approve the fiscal year 2021-2022 tuition and mandatory fee increase of 1.9% as contained in the board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, question is on the motion to approve the fiscal 2021-2022 tuition and mandatory fee increase of 1.9% as contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Pursuant to the board's bylaws, this agenda item requires a roll call vote. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment.
Yes.
9 ayes.
Thank you. The motion is approved. Trustee Lewis.
Finance and Budget Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the institutional budgets, which reflect the estimated budget for fiscal year 2021 and the proposed budget for fiscal year 2021 and 2022. You have in your June 17, 2021 board materials information for this agenda item. On behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move to approve the institutional budgets and as contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the questions of the motion to approve the institutional budgets contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting pursuant to the board's bylaws. This agenda item requires a roll call vote. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
yes,
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
The motion is approved. Trustee Lewis.
as noted earlier, the Finance and Budget Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the institution's fiscal year 2021 supplemental payments to eligible employees. The materials for this agenda item are contained in your June 17, 2021 board materials. On behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move to approve the institution's fiscal year 2021 supplemental payment to eligible employees as contained in the board material for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, the questions on the motion to approve the institution's fiscal year 2021 supplemental payment to eligible employees is contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker, trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes,
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie, trustee McKenzie, trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
8 ayes.
Thank you. The motion is approved. Trustee Lewis.
as noted earlier, the Finance and Budget Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the institution's fiscal year 2021-2022 compensation plan. The material for this agenda item are contained in your June 17, 2021 board material. On behalf of Finance and Budget Committee, I move to approve the institution's fiscal year 2021 and 2022 compensation plan as contained in the board's material for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the questions on the motion to approve the institution's fiscal year 2021-22 compensation plan as contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes,
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie, trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
8 ayes.
All right, the motion is approved. Trustee Lewis.
in its final action item vote, the Finance and Budget Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the institution's fiscal year 2021 and 2022 capital construction plan. The materials for this agenda item are contained in your June 17, 2021 board material. On behalf of the Finance and Budget Committee, I move to approve the institution fiscal year 2021, 2022 capital construction plan as contained in the board material for the June 17, 2021 board material.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the institution's fiscal 2021 capital construction plan as contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021. Pursuant of the board's bylaws, this agenda item requires a roll call vote. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
Trustee Corbill,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Lewis,
yes,
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
Trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
Thank you. The motion is approved. Trustee Lewis.
I think that was my last. Am I mistaken?
I think it was. And thank you so much, Trustee Lewis. We appreciate your work and the work of your you as well as the other committee members on the Finance and Budget Committee. Thank you all so much for the work you do. Thank you, sir. The next item on the agenda is the Academic Affairs, Student Affairs Committee report, and the chair recognizes Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee Chair, Trustee Martin, to report out the action items and other items from today's Academic Affairs and Student Affairs meeting. Trustee Martin.
Thank you, Chair Walker. The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee met today to consider and vote on 6 agenda items and to receive reports on 3 other agenda items. The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the March 11th, 2021 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting minutes, approval of the 2020-2021 tenure and promotion recommendations, and the approval of an academic program modification, a change to the MS Psychology, Counseling Psychology concentration admission standards. The committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the academic program modification, a change to the MS Biology admission standards, and the approval of the TSU intellectual property policy. The agenda item, academic program modification, a move to the Department of Criminal Justice from the College of Liberal Arts to the College of Public Service, was tabled at the request of the administration.
Dr. Martin, you're muted.
Thank you. So you heard nothing I said, or?
Yeah, we heard most of it. We did. Yeah.
Okay, I apologize.
No, that's
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you, Trustee Segman.
Yes.
Additionally, Dr. Glover and her team provided reports on SAC's 10-year accreditation review, academic affairs, and student affairs. As I stated earlier, the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the minutes of the March 11, 2021 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting as contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. On behalf of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, I move to approve the minutes of the March 11, 2021 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting as contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Enter discussion. The hearing none. Questions on the motion to approve the minutes of the March 11, 2021 Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting is contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
Trustee Cole,
aye,
Trustee Corbill,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee Lewis,
yes,
Trustee Martin,
Yes.
Trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
Trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
Trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
The motion is approved. Trustee Martin.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the 2020-2021 tenure and promotion recommendations. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. On behalf of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, I move to approve the 2020-2021 tenure and promotion recommendations as contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Enter discussion. Hearing none, the questions on the motion to approve the 2020-2021 tenure and promotion recommendations as contained in the board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
yes,
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
The motion is approved. Trustee Martin.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of an academic program modification, a change to the MS Psychology, Counseling Psychology Concentration Admission Standards. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in your board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. On behalf of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, I move to approve the academic program modification, a change to the MS Psychology, Counseling Psychology Concentration Admission Standards as contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Yes.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the academic program modification, change to the MS Psychology, Counseling Psychology Concentration Admission Standards as contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Aye.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
yes,
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
And the motion is approved. Trustee Martin.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee also voted to recommend to the full board the approval of an academic program modification, a change to the MS Biology Admission Standards. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. On behalf of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, I move to approve an academic program modification, a change to the MS Biology Admission Standards as contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, the question is on the motion to approve the academic program modification, the change to the MS Biology Admission Standards contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
yes,
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
All right, the motion is approved. Trustee Martin.
The Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee voted on its last action agenda item to recommend to the full board the approval of the TSU intellectual property policy. Information pertaining to this agenda item is contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. On behalf of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee, I move to approve the TSU intellectual property policy as contained in board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion? Hearing none, the questions on the motion to approve the TSU intellectual property policy is contained in the board materials for June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
yes,
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
All right, the motion is approved. Trustee Martin.
Thank you, Chair Walker. That concludes Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee report.
Thank you so much, and you and the other members of the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee for your exceptionally great work. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the Executive Committee report, and as Chair of the Board, And Chair of the Executive Committee, I will report the actions and information items from today's Executive Committee meeting. The Executive Committee met today to discuss and vote on specified committee agenda items. The committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the March 11th, 2021 Executive Committee meeting minutes. The Executive Committee also heard reports on board committee assignments and the report from Secretary Pendleton. As I stated, the Executive Committee voted to recommend to the full board the approval of the minutes of the March 11th, 2021 Executive Committee meeting containing the board materials for June 17th board meeting. On behalf of the Executive Committee, I move to approve the minutes of the March 11, 2021 Executive Committee meeting as contained in the board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, hearing now, the question is on the motion to approve the minutes of the March 11, 2021 Executive Committee meeting as contained in the board materials for the June 17, 2021 board meeting. Secretary Pendleton, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
Yes.
trustee Corbell,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Segment,
Yes.
9 ayes.
All right, the motion is approved. And this concludes the Executive Committee report. The next item on the agenda is report and update on TSU athletics. And the chair recognizes President Glover, who will provide information regarding this agenda item. President Glover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're going to let our athletic director, Dr. Nikki Allen, provide an update. Dr. Allen.
Dr. Allen, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon. First, I'd like to thank the Board of Trustees and President Glover for giving me this opportunity to provide an update on TSU athletics. Since Eddie George was announced as the 22nd head coach of Tennessee State University, there's been a high level of excitement, alumni engagement, and exposure surrounding our football program. To date, I'd like to mention that our athletics program has been featured and highlighted by numerous print and digital media platforms. I'll name a few here. First, ESPN, First Take, Stephen A. Smith Show, Paul Feinbaum, Fox, NBC, and CBS Sports, USA Today, and the Philadelphia Inquirer. And first, I'd like to thank Assistant VP of Public Relations and Communications, Ms. Kelly Sharp and her team for an outstanding job as we've gone through this process where we've been highlighted in terms of all the things that we've done in athletics. I would like to mention that Coach George has solidified his coaching staff. It is a dynamic staff and full of NFL experience and collegiate experience. We have individuals on the staff that have over 55 years of experience in coaching. So I'm pleased that we have people in the building that can pour into our young people and develop them as players and as student athletes, because we definitely want them to represent our proud university as they pursue other career and professional endeavors. Next, I'd like to talk about the impact of the hire of Coach Eddie George on recruiting and just overall in terms of what we've been receiving from other students and prospective students that are interested in attending the university. We have, there's not a day that goes by that we don't get emails from high-level student athletes that want to participate in our football program. They're coming from all over the country, from the West Coast, the Southeast, and the Midwest, and other regions on how these individuals can become members of our football team. We had a camp yesterday on June the 16th. It was our Roar City mega camp. On campus, we had over 500 prospects on our campus that were performing drills, and auditioning to be Tennessee State Tigers. In attendance, we also had other coaches from the SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10, and Conference USA. So we're certainly pleased about the outcome, and I want to thank various units such as auxiliary services, facility management, and it was a great turnout, and I appreciate all the support to make that event possible. We've also, again, like I said, we've had inquiries from individuals across the country on just the excitement around our program and how they could be a part and get admitted to our university. And that's our mission. We want to make sure that we always are putting our best foot forward in athletics, and hopefully we'll be a magnet to increase enrollment here at this fine institution. Next, I want to talk about some of our highlights in fundraising. Recently, we received 2 major gift commitments, and we worked in concert with Mr. Isabel in institutional advancement and President Glover, who's also a prolific fundraiser. We closed gifts from former Board of Trustee member, Mr. Bill Freeman, and his wife, Bab, for $300,000. That gift is a gift that's going to be transformational for us, and we've seen improvements as we've built out and improved the 3rd floor of Hankel Hall, where our coaches and our student athletes in football operate. So we've been pleased on that. And then our next gift was a $300,000 commitment from Western Express and Paul White. And so we're pleased that gift will help us transform our weight room and our locker room for men and women's track and field. I do want to mention the prospect of Tennessee State University exploring hockey. It's been in the media, and we have a great partnership with the NHL and the Predators organization. And so right now we're conducting a feasibility study with College Inc. And the Nashville Predators. And we're looking at, potentially bringing hockey to the forefront, which would be historic because there's currently not an HBCU hockey team, nor is there a Division I hockey team in the state of Tennessee. We would, if we do introduce hockey here, we're going through the proper protocol of making sure that we explore the financial commitment. And we also were looking at other sports such as soccer and baseball as we form feasibility study committees to make sure that we also explore financially what would that look like on our campus, and adding those specific sports to our other 15 NCAA sponsored programs. Last but not least, I want to talk, there has been some reorganization in athletics. And so I did want to mention that. And those areas are in external areas within our organization. And that concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Dr. Allen, and thank you so much, President Glover. We are excited, to say the least, about the athletic department and your leadership, sir, and we're excited about Eddie George and all that he is bringing to the university. What a great hire. Thank you once again. The next item on our agenda is the President's report. The chair recognizes President Glover, who will provide a report on this agenda item. Dr. Glover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the President's report. I move to the agenda items. We want to just give you a brief update on COVID, where we are, just a little on the audit, the SAC COC update, something on recruitment and enrollment, a word about our partnership with Meharry, where we're at with the CARES Act, the grants and research, and the sports program I probably skipped since you just had that, and then something on public relations and a word on the land grant funds is owed to the university. So first go over the COVID-19 pandemic, where we are with it. We will be open this fall for in-person operations. That is our plan. We are carefully watching the Delta strand that's being discussed in the media right now, but as we sit here today, is our plan to open up in person for fall. And there will be some online as well as on-ground courses. Residence halls be open to all students, The faculty return to campus on August 9th. The staff and administrators return to campus beginning July 1 with staggered dates depending on the division head. But it starts July 1. Throughout the month of July, they'll be coming back to campus. But again, the faculty do not return to campus until August 9th. The class will be held both in person and online. As you remember, last year, where 85% of the courses were online. This was limited to in-person and hybrid instruction. There was very little hybrid in-person instruction. 85% was in fact online, but this time we're looking at doing just the opposite. So the technology devices were provided to help our students, approximately 1,000 students. We had some faculty and staff that got technology devices, and we still have some left for those who did not get them. So we're going to follow the same health protocols. We must still wear our face masks. We've not relaxed that yet. We'll be distributing those to the students, the faculty, staff who need them. We're still practicing social distancing. We can't get too comfortable, even though we have improved greatly. We still have to stay within our comfort zones. We're doing temperature checks, and we still actually use the hand sanitizer and to wash your hands. We're stressing vaccinations. We're strongly stressing vaccinations for employees and students. We're not mandating it, but we are strongly stressing it. So we're in the process of determining how many faculty and staff have been vaccinated. We're making a concerted effort to get the students vaccinated. Students are not objecting to vaccinations. It's just that sometimes it's difficult to go to where the vaccination centers are. So to facilitate the vaccination process, our plan is to go to the residence halls and vaccinate students. So Dr. Curtis Johnson is working on that aspects of it right now to bring the vaccination to campus and to go to residence halls to vaccinate students. So I'm moving on to the audit update. We've said a lot about the audit this morning, but we've covered all the deficiencies that were noted in the audit reports. The most significant deficiency was TSU's failure to complete the financial statements and the bank reconciliation in a timely manner, but we have updated our financial processes. We put in the proper training, and we have just corrected the deficiencies. So we feel good about that. We made some staffing changes, organization changes, new vice president, business finance, controller, director positions, new foundation accountant, other accounting and financial positions as our new VP continues to review the area and make the proper adjustments. SAC-COC update. With the visit March 16th through 18th was successful. It was virtual due to the virus going on. We found compliant with 72 of the 74 standards of 13.2, 13.4. We're not compliant because the audit had not been completed. The audit, as soon as that's completed, we're going to submit that. We have a 5-month period to do that. So as soon as we get the audit in, we will submit that and hopefully erase that non-compliance. Next. So we have 83 programs under review. Next. And next. Thanks. So recruitment enrollment, we continue to recruit vigorously. We've enhanced our digital recruitment processes. We're just increasing our events for students, live events on campus. The recruiting, the visits on campus have started back on a limited basis. We're doing a lot of Zoom with the parents. We strategically realigned our admission and recruitment. We just adjusted our application processes. We've enhanced our virtual visits as well as in-person visits. We've just done a lot in the area of our recruitment strategies. Next. And there are some major markets. We're looking at first-year students. We're looking really good with first-year students. We're working hard on our returning students. The graduate school is just outstanding. We're working with community colleges, the dual enrollment plans, the adult learning, and then we're going after the veterans market. So we have some major markets that we're looking at in recruiting. And we've signed some MOUs with various community colleges and with the high schools. So you can see there are several community college MOUs, and you can look at the high schools, the large ones in Nashville and Memphis and Clarksville and Chattanooga, Jackson, and Haywood, Tennessee. So we're working hard in that aspect. Now we have some new facilities on campus. the new health science building. The ribbon cut is this afternoon. We're inviting each of you to come by. It's at 3:30 on campus. It's a beautiful building. We're hoping all of you can participate and show up for a moment as we cut the ribbon. I'll let you go for a tour of the building. We are just so excited about that. And also the 2 new residence halls you can see that's coming on campus. They're scheduled to open fall of 2022. We're already using for our recruiting in our recruiting efforts. Well, it's easier to sell to students when they can see it's happening. Of course, it's easier when they can move into it. But right now, students can see that there will be some more contemporary, more elaborate residence halls, and we're excited about that. I mentioned again the partnership with Meharry, the process where we're just getting students to have a speeded up process, accelerated program to get into medical school. We have a process with Meharry right now, the partnership. Ms. Barbara Merrill is over this, and she's working with other schools, other medical schools and dental schools to get our students partnered with them so they can go to school earlier. Right now, the Levi Watkins Institute is what we're doing now to get money to go to Meharry. We've been successful in a couple of fundraisers and other grants that we've received. Ms. Barbara Merrill is doing just a yeoman's job on that. She has several others working with her. We just really, really appreciate those efforts. And that has been a tremendous partnership. Ms. Izzard and I had to go down to Miami. They recruited a class of young men out of the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. And so they asked us to come down and sign them up. I think it's the last Sunday this month. So we're excited about this partnership. So now we move to the CARES Act. The CARES Act has been a big help to TSU. We continue to be good stewards of the CARES Act funding. Well, of course, you probably know $14 billion in emergency funding was set aside for universities, all universities. And then there was a separate $1 billion for HBCUs and MSIs to be used for expenses associated with COVID. And we've gone through that and made sure that we were following all the rules and the guidelines. Mr. Allen, Mr. Bradley White, Dr. Provost, Dr. Harris, as well as Dr. Francis Williams. We have a committee that's been working hard on this to make sure that we are in compliance with everything. So for the first rounding, TSU received $7.2 million in General CARES Act funding for student aid, and then we received another $16.2 million under HBCU provision of the CARES Act. So we're making sure that TSU is assisting the students as the money was intended. Several of the college presidents, and me included, we make sure that we work with the legislatures at the federal level to ensure that enough of the right wording was in that legislation. So it will be very helpful to the African-American universities, colleges and universities. And so we appreciate the fact that we're working with Alma Adams and at that time, Marsha Fudge and some others to make sure that TSU could be included in this legislation, not by name, but by numbers. So now in the second round, CRR SAA funding, which is a Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriation Act. That was $21.2 billion was allocated for that. Of that, TSU received $3.6 million for student aid and $9.7 million for institutional use. We also received another $20.2 million in additional HBCU funding. So HBCUs are doing well under both of these. There's the third one, the next one. The third one is ARP funding, which is American Rescue Plan. Now that funding, that was $36 billion for public and private institutions. TSU received $11.7 million for student aid, $11.6 million for institutional use. So of the $3 billion that's been allocated to ARP for MSIs. There are some more funds forthcoming. We're still working through that, but this is the time of HBCUs. And the presidents, there's a handful of presidents that's working extremely hard on it to make sure the legislation is friendly for HBCUs. So this is a summary of the schedule I just went through. You don't have to really look at that in a lot of detail, but I just went through it, the three pots of money, 1, 2, and 3. So TSU is representing all 3 of them. And it's really been helping us a lot to get students to come back to TSU because we do have the funds available to assist students, and it's helping a lot for the revenue loss. We lost revenue when students had to go home for the housing revenue, the food revenue, other revenue. We were able to supplement that with the CARES Act funding. Now, the grants and research, you can see it's just growing, growing, growing. I go back to my first year, 14, 15, with 51 million. So now for this year, we're going to end up with $70 million in grants and research funding. I mean, that is amazing. 158 proposals written largely by faculty members. So we're one of the top HBCUs. I think we are the top one. We're number one in USDA funding with NIFA, but we are among the top 5 in receiving research and grant funding. This does not include the CARES Act funding, but it does include the funds that the grants that were written by faculty and staff. That's 17 million. So that is a record for us, and we commend Dr. Frances Webb and her team and the faculty who participated in writing the grants and making sure we followed through and brought them in. So just a couple more of the sports program. I won't say a lot about that, except to say that we're elevating our sports program. All the positive publicity, you have to have seen all the national media around the hockey. Just so many good things going on about our sports program. So we're excited, and I know the bottom line is winning. So we believe we do a lot of things that will make that bottom line more winnable. Then we have a lot of positive news stories, and we credit our communications team for what they're doing to generate such positive publicity. This is the most positive publicity we've had in the 8.5 years that I've been here. So we're appreciative of all the things that's being said on the positive notes in the media regarding Tennessee State University. Finally, the land grant funds owed to TSU. We're still pursuing the land grant fund that's owed to us. Just by way of background and be very brief, I think I have been here a couple of years, and I sat down with the then Vice President of Finance, and we talked about how this land grant funding was not coming to TSU. There must have been something going on that we were not aware of. So we called in Representative Love to make sure that we were on the right track, because it just seems so odd to us that there are 2 land grant institutions. One land grant was getting next to nothing. Another land grant was getting more than what was required or put in the law for them to receive. So we said, let's look into that. So at the same time, Representative Love is thinking similarly. We just put our minds together, and here's where we are now. We are working hard with the legislature. I have been to the committee, presented to the committee in January. They're scheduled to, I've been asked to come back again on June 30th. I'm not going back to testify, but just to be there, just in case information is needed. So we're just discussing the benefits that the land grant funding has had on TSU, and then the lack of the funding, but that's had on TSU. So the ultimate objective is to determine the amount of arrearages owed to TSU. We come up with a number of $544 million that came from the budget office at the legislature. So we're looking at that number, and we're just going through working with the committee. We're very appreciative to the governor and to the committee for what they have, for him to allow the committee to be appointed, and to the others who are working so hard on the committee. Senator Gilmore is working on that committee also. So we're just very appreciative of all that's happening with that committee. We're working with them right now. We're in a friendly stage, and so we're just trying to get to the funds that's owed to TSU. We're not backing down from it because it's actually owed to TSU. So thank you so much for listening to that, and that is my president's report. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you so much, President Glover. And once again, we are inspired, and we are certainly motivated to continue to help move this incredible vision forward. And we applaud the amazing work, milestones that have been reached, and we certainly look forward to helping you reach the others that you've set forth. And so what a wonderful season and time it is for TSU. The final item on the agenda today is the board chair's report. And I want to, first of all, take a moment to thank Trustee Segman for his service to the board. Trustee Martin remarked in the Academic Affairs and Student Affairs Committee meeting, we all have grown in our roles on the board, and I believe that we're stronger together as a board, in part due to the service and attention of board matters, especially matters directly involving TSU faculty. So good luck to you moving forward and continuing to serve TSU. So thank you so very, very much. Also, I want to recognize Dr. Will Johnson, who will be elected by the Faculty Senate to serve as the next faculty trustee. We look forward to working and serving with Dr. Johnson. I want to also once again say how much of a privilege it's been to serve as your inaugural chair. And certainly I look forward to supporting Dr. Deborah Cole, who's well able to carry us forth. And of course, I want to thank President Glover for being a president we all can be proud of, to stand in rooms, not only in the United States, but in rooms around the world, and to mention that I was chair of this great board, and to know that our president's name rings well and loud in these spaces. It speaks volumes of her reach, her influence, her experience, and her vision. And thank you so much. And it's my honor to serve as your chair. And I look forward to continue to serve with this extraordinary board as we continue to move the needle forward in the advancement of Tennessee State University. So thank all of you. I do want to make one housekeeping note, and that is,
Mr. Chairman, may I add a couple of, may I say a couple of words?
yes, go right ahead. That's it. Go right ahead.
Okay. First, I would like to thank you and Dr. Martin for your kind words. I truly appreciate that. And actually, first, I must say that it has been an honor to serve Tennessee State University as a member of its Board of Trustees for 2 terms. And it has been a privilege to work with some exceptional people on the board. As the Board of Trustees, our duty is to work together for a common goal of providing direction to make TSU one of the top HBCUs in the country, and certainly the top institution in the state of Tennessee. That has been a passion for me for a long time. But after 4 years of service, I can confidently say that TSU is moving in that direction, and this goal is real, current, and achievable. Also, I would like to thank each board member for their honest and constructive guidance, and also having the courage to embark into some difficult conversations and deliberations. I always reminded myself that we all work for one goal, which is to make TSU a stellar organization, and that there are different ways of achieving this. But one thing certain, that the members of the board spend considerable amount of time and effort, and clearly TSU is special for them as it is for me. Members of this outstanding board, I must say that you are all appreciated deeply by TSU students, staff, and faculty. And President Glover, time and time again, I witnessed how hard you work diligently and devotedly for this great institution. I know that your heart is all for TSU. I'm confident that you will continue to make all of us, that includes students, staff, faculty, alumni, and this board, feel as members of the same one family. Also, I would like to extend my appreciation to all TSU administrators, including Dr. Harris, our Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Last but not least, TSU faculty. I must say this, and I will say this, you are the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well said, sir. Well said. And we appreciate you. Yes, well said. You've been tremendous.
Thank you very much.
Yes. I want, for one housekeeping item, Trustee McKenzie was on mute as we approved the 2021-22 compensation plan, and he wanted to acknowledge that he voted yes, and for the record. So Trustee McKenzie, for the record, sir, if you could.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. We have your yes recorded. Thank you very kindly. This concludes our meeting. Is there any additional business before us?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make sure we remind everyone of the Health Science Building, College of Health Sciences. We're having the grand opening at 3:30. So if we can just go over there now, we'll be in time with the
Awesome.
ribbon cutting. So thank you.
Awesome. I love it. Every time our president speaks, he speaks of progress, and it is a blessing. Thank you for that. And onward and forward, TSU. There's no additional business. I will entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Been properly moved and seconded. Secretary Penland, please call the roll.
Trustee Walker,
Yes.
trustee Cole,
No.
trustee Cole, trustee Corbill,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee Lewis,
Yes.
trustee Martin,
Yes.
trustee McKenzie,
Yes.
trustee Pinnick,
Yes.
trustee Seckman.
Yes.
We have 8 ayes.
All right, motion is carried. Meeting is adjourned. Thank all of you for joining us. Until then.
Thank you.